This is what Helldivers is about. Okay, give me a noun, any noun. Now chuck it on a bug, and congratulations, you'll have a Terminid in Helldivers. Not once had I dropped into the Terminid planet, but that all changed after the loss of Cyberstan. I needed something to heal with, and going to help the bug divers could do just that. High kill counts and easy wins? Sounds fantastic. The bugs won't be an issue at all, I'm a bot diver after all. I've been on the front line with far worse enemies than Terminids, but oh boy I was wrong. This was the biggest reality check I've ever experienced as a diver. So to sum up Cyberstan, we got our asses kicked by the automatons, and our egos massively hurt, even with so much support from Super Earth. 200 million divers weren't enough to liberate the planet. Now, that leads me to needing to go on diver holiday, and I heard that there's a nice retreat in the Terminids section of the galaxy where you drop in, kill loads and loads of bugs, have fun and extract with so many samples that you'd even manage to satisfy the sample war. Beautiful planets with lovely scenery and even nice cities to go and explore. Sounds great. Why hadn't I played the bug before? I'll head there right now and come right back to the bots straight after. The first planet I landed on was Gatria, on Super Helldive of course. I picked the city map as I saw you could get up to 80 samples from one mission, so it became a must play for me. Because my ship is lacking hard. Weapons wise, I had pre-planned that I wanted to burn the bugs and become an arsonist, casting a fireball at my wallet on the Freedom of Flame warbond. I brought an SMG with me. High fire rate should be good at taking down bugs, especially within close combat. Sounds great. This was also my first time playing the city maps. Lots of choke points and tight areas to burn everything that came close to me. Flamethrower was working so damn well, I realised I need fire protection because I was killing myself far more times than the bugs could. Lucky enough, I managed to get the armor after a few matches, providing me with 75% fire protection. Seriously, this fire obsession I had made has probably put me on a watch list with the police. Enemies wise, I didn't really face any major issues besides the charger, because for some reason, as heavy as that thing should be, I'd expect it to turn slower, but the bastard does a nice drift into me, trampling me to death. And it's a silent predator too, running with the speed of a Mini Cooper while making not an ounce of sound. Who would have thought? And also, nothing stood a chance against me. They would push in large numbers of Bile Titans, but easily got cleaned up with 500 kg bombs. So for my first time playing bugs, it was actually super enjoyable, but after about 10 missions it started to feel super easy. Enemies would pretty much creep up to you, giving you an ample time to slaughter or burn them, unless it was a charger, but still. So the reputation I'd seen of bug divers was coming apparent. Missions weren't hard and it felt more like sample collecting. And after it was liberated, I moved on with the expectation that I was just playing to collect samples. Borok. A swampy planet with not much to look at. Initially it was fine, it was very similar to Gatria, standard enemies in the same loadout, nothing new and nothing threatening. But while the fires burned everything, the planet had one trick up its sleeve to absolutely slap the shit out of me. Something was different about this place, and it had to do with the bugs being faster and hitting so much harder. My flamethrower was far too slow to keep up these bugs. It was useless, but why are they like this now? I didn't struggle this hard with the bugs before. Because I chose a planet with a predator swarm. You're telling me there is a planet full of rapid stealthy attacks? Hell no. I left that bitch straight after the mission. No planet deserves to be such a nightmare. This place was chaos. I was set up with the last planet. This was not the introduction I was hoping for. The bots were predictable and somewhat manageable, but the bugs just suffocate you here, and it sure wasn't the expectation I had. I was getting smacked around by every type of enemy in the game, and the Rupturous Swarm making my SMG completely useless. I stood no chance with my flamethrower, constantly getting swarmed by all sides, trying to call in stratagems but was unable to do so. It was a chaotic mess, and I was loving it. Had me feeling like a space marine facing off against Terminids, except I was only as powerful as a Cadian soldier with a las rifle. First drop I did landed us right by the spawn of a dragon roach. I had never seen anything about it, so my surprise was expected.
What the fuck?
I had no idea how to deal with this creature. It was a giant acid-breathing dragon. I didn't even get time to take in the chaos that was happening, because I have about 100 bugs closing in on me. But fortunately, and also strangely, the beast got stuck in a rock. But this meeting with the roach was not alone. Immediately after this encounter, out in the open, I got to finally witness the Hive Lord. Catching me right out in the open, having no anti-tank or weapons capable of even scratching me, I just shot at it for dear life. Didn't work, but A+ for effort. So the only outcome for that situation became certain quick. Naturally, it was evident to get out of the open and head into the caves, but if I thought it was bad out there, I'm in for a lot worse. In the beginning, this was perfect for me using a flamethrower. Tight corridors and choke points meant I could become the shepherd of fire and send every bug to the depths of hell. But every time my line was broken by a charger, I'd retreat and be left in a terrible location, because as nice as the caves are to line up death corridors, it meant I can get cornered every time I fall back. Okay. Maybe the approach wasn't working. Let's take an exosuit in and try. Nope. Too close combat causing me to blow my own arms off every time. Alright, let's pull out the big guns and get the Bastion in the caves. With my surprise, we actually managed to get in and fuck up the bugs with very limited mobility, and until we got stuck, of course. But that was the funnest thing I've done in this game for a while now. I never thought the game would have a time where I was driving a tank in a cave. What made the cave so much worse was the Rupture Swarms was present on this planet too. Again, something I didn't know about. But out of all the swarms in their arsenal, it had to be the ones that could completely avoid my fire. Burrowing fully underground just to clap my cheeks. And remember the SMG? Yeah, so they have medium penetration heads, and I had only light penetration, so I was fucked from the beginning. And everything was spitting acid. Half the time I didn't even know what I was shooting at. And because spawn points for reinforcements outside the cave, my teammates would have to work their way in while I'm deep in it, covered in green goo, blind as a bat, screaming as if I was using echolocation. Then I'll always get destroyed by an impaler. I was starting to feel like I wanted to go back to the bots. This is mental. The bots fight in a way that can be calculated, but the bugs, brother, fucking drowning you. You can hold them back, but they keep coming. One bug calls reinforcements, and rest assured you have another 100 bugs coming for you. And it's not limited to what can spawn. No, you can get a charger, or all the way up to a bile titan in a matter of seconds. It's unfair. I wanted to fight something my own size, just for them to call their older brother. This planet made me reconsider my loadout entirely. Absolutely heartbroken I couldn't use my flamethrower. My SMG was complete shit. I needed medium penetration as soon as possible, but we had to win nonetheless, and good god I'm not dropping a difficulty. I revel in the chaos. But even with the madness and the suffering we were facing, we pushed through, extracting completed missions and liberating more of Oshaune. Each successful extraction, and after a hell of a push and many more divers, we eventually regained the planet. But hell, it was a good experience as a diver. Can't believe I never played the bugs before. A commenter on my last video said the difference with the Voxes to these guys was Cyberstan at least had buildings covering the missiles in Mortarfire. I see now he was absolutely correct while I'm running away from a gigantic worm in the middle of a desert. That worm is insane. I spent a good amount of time trying to kill it. I couldn't deal with it at all, especially when I'm getting swarmed constantly. The closest I think we got to killing one was breaking one plate, only because we had 3 exosuits just laying into it relentlessly. I want to kill this damn thing, but everyone on the Helldivers Discord just wants to super credit farm. I just want to kill the wormy. Well, only to research and find it has a whopping 150,000 HP. No chance. Maybe some of you guys can help. Anyway, the roach on the other hand was annoying, but it became apparent that they aren't as much of a threat as I initially thought. I see teammates solo it with an explosive weapon, but it was a fucking flying acid dragon bug thing. It was right up my alley, but with 6,500 HP and heavy penetration was enough to send it to hell, it wasn't as much as a threat as it looked. I did see though at launch, the roach was a formidable foe that everyone hated for a while. I kind of wanted to be buffed again. I just want to see it. I just want to see what it was like, because it's not really doing it for me now. Oshaune was an extreme durability test on divers. We've been put deep into these caves and have to suffer in a new way that we have never seen. It's no wonder now why this planet was chosen for the community's challenge for the devs. The challenge consisting of beating Oshaune with this exact loadout here. And many people are putting money up for its completion to a charity of the devs' choice, which is pretty cool. All in all, what this planet showed me was the bug divers were being disrespected hard. These soldiers have to fight in extreme conditions with no area of support or nearby reinforcements. While I can reason with the bot divers here, it seems most of the fighting force are on planets that are easy and not really causing any problems, while only smaller portions are off on major planets that actually could benefit from having more numbers. And yes, most of the blob fights in the bug sector, the real divers liberating the actual Terminid threats deserve some love. But hell, the divers that do these cave missions with the Hive Lord and Swarm variant deserve some honour. That just leaves me now to go to the southern sector of the galaxy and join the 5 squid divers during their defense to hold back the entire Illuminate army from Super Earth. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and if you want to see more. And I'll see you in the next video.